All right, great. So I'm gonna share the screen with you guys. And so like I was telling you, right? Today we're gonna go and travel to Australia, and it's a really interesting place that with a lot of things to know about it, right? So what is going to be the activity about? I will, thank you, Raquel, that's great. Um, now we can see you, great. And all right, great. I can see most of you. All right, so what is going to be the activity about? I will need you to first, the first indication for the activity, the first rule is that in the piece of paper that you have with you, you will need or you will have to write down each word, each new word that you find on the activity, right? Any new word, cualquier palabra nueva, I want you to write it down and we're going to do a list, right, of vocabulary that you don't know, okay? Because we are going to have a lot of different words here, a lot of new words, and I would like and I would like you to write them down, and then I'm going to tell you what are we going to do with that, okay? So that's the first indication, okay? Everyone understands? ¿Todos entendemos?
I got it.
All right, thank you,
Yes.
Piero. Great, thank you, Brandon. All right, so the next indication is that I want it to be interactive, right? I want it to be interactive, so we're going to do it. We're going to do it this way, right? I would like to have volunteers to read and do the indications, right? With the activity, okay? If not, we're going to choose someone, and that someone is going to help. That's cool, okay? Okay, don't worry, Nicole. I can see it now. Okay, don't worry. Um, she sent the message. Okay, so that's the second thing, and the third thing is that I want you to write down uh, the things that get your attention about Australia, right? Your favorite things about Australia. After that, after all the activity at the end, I'm going to do an activity with that, right? You will need to show or talk about the most important thing about Australia that got your attention. And you're going to explain why, right? So I want you to pay attention to all the information, all the things that we're going to know about Australia, and I want you to write down what gets your attention, okay? Why? Because it probably be useful at the end, right? For example, I will say, Maria Perez, can you tell me what do you have or what is your favorite thing or what's the, I don't know, like what's your favorite thing or what's your favorite place from Australia, right? And you will have to answer and use use all the information that we got and that we gave in the activity for you to answer, okay? Is that clear? Guys, is that clear?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, teacher.
Yes, sir.
Okay, all right, very
Yeah.
good. Thank
I
you.
think so.
Okay, great. For the new ones, right? Daniel, I think it's Daniel, Marcelo, I don't know who else was on the list. Welcome. We are now in Australia, and we're gonna start the activity, right? I want you to have a piece of paper for you to write down all the new words that you may found in the activity. All the words that you don't know, write them down. You will see it on the screen. You will see them on the screen, so you can write it down. And at the end of the activity, I'm going to tell you what are we going to do with that first. And second, pay attention to all the information that we're going to meet, that we're going to share here, and write down the information, all the things that get your attention from Australia, right? because at the end, we're going to do an activity about questions from it. Okay?
Okay.
Lo que quiero es que, lo que quiero es que todos tengan material para poder platicar, ¿verdad? Si a alguien se le pregunta algo y no tiene información para compartir, that will be bad, right? So I want you to write down all the information that you like, okay? All right, so we're gonna start, and I have this blog here from this girl. There's a girl that travels around the world, and, and she has her own blog, right, from traveling. So the destination today is Australia, and we have this travel guide, all right? So I will need a volunteer to start with the information. I don't know who wants to help.
I could be teacher.
Great.
I could be read. Yeah, I could read. Yeah.
That's great. That's great. Daniel, right? Right? Or Jerry? Who
Yeah.
said that?
Me teacher, me.
Okay, Jerry, go ahead. So I want you to read the information right right here for the best time to visit, right? When we find a place, right, a country that we want to do, right, or that we want to meet, to know, it's important to know everything about this country and all the things that you will find in the visit, right? So one of the most important things, it's about the weather and the activities that we have in the season of the year that we're planning to go. So what is the best time to visit, right? Go ahead, Jerry, this one.
Okay. The best time to visit Australia all depends on where you are going and what you want to do. One on Australia, most popular tourist attraction in the Great Barrier Reef. While the temperatures are warm year-round, the best time to visit is in the summer or spring, while it is the wet season. The rain keeps away the large crowds that flock to the coast in the river winter months.
In the drier winter
If
months.
you're after picture the perfect days at the Gold Coast famous beaches, plan your trip during the summer months, December to February. For wine lovers, the best time to visit Australia, 60 wine regions, is in the autumn. From April to June, you'll be in time for the many harvest festival.
Harvest festivals. All right, thank you. Thank you.
Okay, I think that's all. Oh, there's
Okay,
more.
thank you, Yuri.
I don't know.
That's great. Yeah. So
Teacher,
I see.
I don't know if you listen well.
Yes, thank you.
When I was reading.
Your internet connection is a little bit low, maybe, but it's fine. Guys, can you hear me well? ¿Me escuchan bien?
Yes. Yes, teacher.
Okay, great.
Yes.
Teacher.
So basically, guys, as you can see, we have two important seasons, right? Depending on what you want to do, right? It's for summer months, and it's a curious thing, right? Because we have December to February. It's a little different than here for summer months. If you would like to go to the beaches or any other activity with the sun, right? And for wine lovers and this weather from autumn, it will be from April to June, right? And they have many harvest festivals, right? Do you know what is harvest festivals? Sí. ¿Sí sabemos qué son harvest festivals?
No, teacher, I don't know.
Cosecha.
No.
Ok, great. Ese tipo de palabras o cosas son las que tenemos que ir apuntando en nuestra lista, ¿verdad? Que no se les olvide ahí, ya hay varias palabras nuevas, ¿ok? So, harvest es cosecha en festivales, ¿sí? Festivales de cosecha, all right? So, it's like the season for you to harvest, and they have a lot of festivals for wine, okay? So, it's a really interesting thing, right? The seasons that we have in Australia, right? Okay, the temperature is another thing that they talk about here, right? Are warm year round, right? The best time to visit is in the summer or spring, right? While is the wet season, the rain keeps away the large crowds that flock to the coast in the drier winter months, right? So there is a little problem for those months to visit Australia, right? But it's a basic information that you will need to have if you're planning to go to Australia. All right, very good. So Juan Carlos Moreno, are you there?
Yes, teacher.
Okay, great. Can you help us with this paragraph? What to expect? What do we get expect? These are some aspects from Australia that we have to know. Can you read it?
Yes, teacher. I'm reading. I'm reading now.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. Okay. The language, the official language is Australian in English.
Okay, continue. All this
The currency in Australia is called the Australian dollar. Usage is equivalent to about to 1.14 Australian dollar.
Okay.
The credit
Okay.
card and ATM, most restaurant and retailer in the big small city will accept credit cards as payment. If you need to draw cash, you can pick ATM almost everywhere. Bank lobbies.
Bank lobbies?
Lobbies on the stress. Shopping malls, convenience store, and petrol station. Looks is Australia are tapes. The standard voltage is 213 volts, and the standard frequency is 15 hertz. I recommend buying. Universe adapter. Make sure it has sure protection and using.
You muted your microphone. Está silenciado el micrófono. And using a converter for hair dryers and hot tools, right? Okay, I'm gonna continue. And the end, the safety in Australia is one of the safest countries in the world. Pay attention to this. While it has low crime rates, the one thing you need to do, you need to look out for is the country's flora and fauna. Australia is notorious for its poisonous species of spiders and snakes, as well as the deadly jellyfish and sharks that swim along its shores, right? So pay attention to this. Those are facts or aspects from Australia that we have to know and get our attention on, because the first thing is that the language in Australia, it's English, right? That's the official language. Not a problem for you guys because you already know English, right? So you can have conversations and everything with people in Australia. Great. Okay, the currency in Australia is the Australian dollar, right? So it's 1 USD. That means United States, right? Dollar is equivalent to 1.4 Australian dollars, right? So it's a little bit more. And the credit cards, I mean, it means that it has its own currency, right? Tienen su propia moneda. And the credit cards and ATMs, you can have them all the way, right? Every station, every place you go, there is going to be a credit card or ATM, right? Do we all know what ATM means?
Cajero.
Cajero.
Yeah, automated machine, right? Okay, yeah, cajero, right? In Spanish, that would be. And you have them all the way. And plugs, that's really interesting because I don't know, here, the normal plugs that we have, plugs are these ones. I don't know if you can see it in my screen here. I have a plug when you connect, where you connect all your devices to charge them. They are different in Australia. They're type 1, right? Or type I don't know how to say that. And the standard voltage, it's different, right? And so they recommend a universal adapter or using a converter for hair dryers and hot tools. Important, right? It's really, really a curious thing. All right. And the other thing that, can you imagine safety? I don't know. In Nicaragua and Guatemala, we have problem with this, right? I think in Nicaragua, you guys have a problem with the safety. Here in Guatemala, we don't have problem with safety. Vean, tratemos de apagar el micrófono si no lo estamos usando, ¿sí? Para que podamos escuchar bien. But I want you to participate, okay? That doesn't mean that you cannot participate. Of course, you have to. But let's try to use them in mute if we're not using them. Okay, but safety is a problem here in Guatemala, and it's a problem in Nicaragua too. In Central America in general, it's a problem. Can you imagine that in Australia is one of the safest countries in the world? That's great, right? And it's an important thing. All right. So there are these are a few things that we have to know, and thus that maybe are different than the other countries that we know and the countries that we are used to, right? Okay, great. So we're gonna continue with this. Now we're going to have these travel tips, right? The things that we have to know if we travel to Australia. All right. So I want Rocio to help me. Can you help me, please, reading? We're going to start with the 10 tips for your first trip to Australia. Things you have to consider if you're going to Australia. Okay?
Okay.
All right, great. Hold on. All right, this one. Can you read here?
Where?
Can you see it now?
Yes. Yes. Now yes.
Take sunscreen seriously.
Okay.
Remember, guys, to write all the words that you don't know in your paper, right? Okay, great.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Did you know Australia has the highest rate of skin cancer in the world?
Oh my God.
Yeah. The sun is much stronger in Australia and it needs to be properly respected. This means regularly applying sunscreen, wearing sunglasses, and protective clothing as well as a hat during midday. You will even see little kids running around daycare slather. I don't know
Slather?
how laughter. Okay, thank you. In sunblock and donning the cutest bucket hat. Yeah.
So here she says, take your skincare
Okay,
seriously.
seriously. Yeah.
Okay, very good. Important, right? Skincare, sorry, right? As you can see here, the sun is really, really heavy, right? As you can see on the picture. And so interesting, right? Oh my God, like the highest rate of skin cancer in the world. That's serious, right? Okay, this one, Rocio, what about this?
Okay. Seasons are reversed. See?
Reversed?
Reversed. Okay, seasons are reversed. If you are coming from the north hemisphere, be sure to keep in mind that seasons are reversed in Australia, like the rest of the South Africa and
Southern?
most. Okay, like the rest of the Southern Africa and most of South America. Christmas is actually falls at the hottest time of the year. Mm. It can be a bit confusing when you read tips from locals because they will refer to months of December through February as summer. Keep this in mind when you're planning for the weather as well. Mm.
Okay, very good. Thank you. Can you imagine that, guys? Like Christmas for us, it's one of the coldest seasons, or the coldest maybe the coldest month of the year for us, right? In Nicaragua and in Guatemala too, right? And in Australia, it can be the hottest time of the year, Christmas. Can you imagine that? That's a little bit crazy, right? Okay, thank you, Rocio. Blanca Divas, yeah, go ahead with the next one. This one.
Okay. Blocks are different. Blocks in Australia are type I
Type
know
one.
no type one.
Let's say that type one. I don't know if it's type one or type I, but it doesn't
Okay.
matter, right? Type one.
Type one. Okay. Is 200 uh,
230.
30B.
It could be,
Okay.
I think it's volts, and 50 hertz.
Okay. Which are the same as those in China. I would highly recommend buying a universal adapter with surge protection.
Okay.
Getting a one-in-one saves a lot of trouble.
Trouble. Mhm.
It just work everywhere for everything, so you don't have to worry about branding. No sé cómo es
Bring in the right adapter.
bringing the
Bringing.
right adapter. Okay.
Bring in the right adapter. This is really, really interesting, right? Because can you imagine, like, you get all your things, for example, right, the normal charger for your phone or your computer, and you are not going to be able to plug in the device, right, to charge it. That will be a really hard thing to manage, right? Because you wouldn't be able to use it. Okay, great. Thank you, Blanca. Remember, guys, let's try to pay attention to the pronunciation, right? Here, buying, right? Buying a universal adapter, right? Getting one-in-one saves a lot of trouble, right? Here it says it just works, right? Si tiene la S, yo la tengo que pronunciar. Okay, very good. everywhere for everything. So you don't have to worry about bringing the right adapter. Okay, great. This is the third tip, right? Blanca, continue, stay safe.
Okay. Stay safe. I am not talking about pickpockets.
Pickpockets.
Pickpocket. Pickpockets.
Mhm.
Okay. In Australia, it is the critters with more than two legs you have got to watch out for. Australia is actually one of the safest place in the
Safest
world. Safest place in the
places.
world. Places
Uh-huh.
in the world. But there are a lot of poisonous
Mhm.
spiders
Mhm.
and snakes and jellyfish.
Jellyfish. Uh-huh.
If you're out bushwalking,
If you are out bushwalking,
okay. What
Aus,
Aussies,
Aussies,
Aussies
Aussies go
call
hiking.
hiking, make sure to keep an eye out for jack jumpers, venomous ants,
Venomous ants.
venomous ants. Okay.
Okay, very good. I don't know if you understand all this, guys, but they are talking about, see the picture, right? She's in the nature and stay safe, she says, right? She's not talking about people. She's talking about animals, right? That in Australia, we have a lot of natural places, and there are a lot of, let's say, um, uh, how do I say that? Like dangerous animals, right? Poisonous spiders, snakes, and jellyfish. So you have to stay safe and watch out if you're going to nature. That's what it says, right? So very good. Thank you, Blanca. That's great. Okay, so guys, are you writing all the words down? Right? ¿Están escribiendo todas las palabras ahí?
Yes,
Okay,
teacher,
great.
I am.
Yes.
That's great. Okay. Okay. So next one, Daniel. Daniel Osmar, can you help me with this? Daniel, I'm not able to see you. I don't know if you have, if you can turn your camera on. That reading? Okay. Okay, doesn't matter. Okay, it's okay. Yeah. Okay, good. Don't worry. Daniel says he sent the message and he says he's not able to speak because he went to the dentist. So it doesn't matter. It's okay. And Hugo, can you help me with this?
Okay, teacher.
Great. So
Um,
look at those pictures, right? The food and the place. That looks great. Go ahead.
Melbourne is a must. When you open a map and lay your eye over the incredible expanse of Australia, the sheer size of it is overwhelming. As an
Overwhelming. Mhm.
overwhelming.
I like that
As
word.
an okay. As an Aussie newbie, the options seem endless and it's not easy to know where to go. After exploring the better part of the country, I feel head over heels for Melbourne, a dream for foodies and street art lovers. Melbourne is a
Dynamic.
Join a dynamic city. Join a walking tour for your first day, then explore solo. It may feel a bit countering. I don't know how to say.
Okay, what I always say, right? There are two words there. So try to separate the words and read them in your mind and then pronounce it, right? We have counter and intuitive. So counterintuitive, but wondering, right?
Okay. Counterintuitive, but wandering down a dark alley at night is actually the best way to find the swankiest spots in Melbourne.
This one is spots in Melbourne. All right, very good. It sounds great, right? They are giving you the advice to go for a walking tour, right? And then try to explore the city by your own, right? Alone. That looks great. I don't know if you if you guys like to travel alone, or have you traveled alone, or if you have the idea for traveling alone, but that will be great, right? They recommend this. And I don't know if you're going to find this on the website, right? But this Aussie, it's like a short informal way to say Australian, right? Aussie es como australiano en de una forma informal. Y newbie es como nuevo. Entonces, nuevo como un australiano nuevo, ¿sí? Como un australiano nuevo, las opciones parecen ser infinitas, right? O interminables. That's what it says here. Just for you to get the idea, right? In case you don't find it. Okay, great. Thank you, Hugo. We're gonna go with this
You're
one.
welcome.
Continue.
Okay.
We have this picture. Look at this highway, right? They say, what do they say?
Rent a car.
Rent a car. All right.
You do have to drive on the other side of the road, but it's so worth it. A lot of rental agencies will offer both manual and automatic cars, so you don't have to worry too much if you don't know how to drive a stick. Australia is a massive country and a ve- vehicle is
Vehicle.
necessity. Vehicle is a necessity if you want to see it all. If you have time, rent a van and plan a road trip. Explore the Great Ocean Road, the Gold Coast, the Great Barrier Reef, then venture to the outback. Outback.
Outback.
Outback. Be sure to make time for the wine country of Adelaide, then end with a city break in Sydney. While it was Melbourne that really stole my heart, the coast of Sydney had that Surrey San Diego charm I adore.
Harm, I adore. All right. Very good. Very good. Thank you. Agencies, right? Agencies. So rental agencies will offer both manual and automatic cars, right? So, all right, great. And it's a really great advice, right? It's really, really big, and you will need to rent a car for you to know everything. Okay, that's great. Thank you, Hugo. All right, Edson, can you
Yes,
read this
teacher.
part? Look what they say here.
Okay. Sorry, I'm going to.
This is important, and it's a really interesting thing. Go ahead.
Okay. It is best to drive. Sorry. It is best to drive during the day. Try to avoid driving at night, especially at dusk and dawn, as it is when crepuscular animals come out foraging for food. Red, Redkill is a huge issue is Australia and accounts for the loss of so many critters. Your trip will be more relaxed if you can stick to driving during the day.
During the day.
During the
Okay.
day.
All right, very good. Did you understand everything, guys? This is really important and interesting. And actually, there are a lot of important or interesting words here. For example, dusk and down. I don't know if everyone knows what's the meaning of this, but if not, write it down. Crepuscular animals, you have an idea because it's kind of the same in Spanish, right? And foraging, the right way to pronounce this is foraging for food. And roadkill, this is another interesting word, right? There are two words here, road and kill. Now
Sorry,
with that,
teacher.
you get the idea, right? Yeah?
I don't know what mean dusk and down.
Yeah, write them down, escríbelas en el papel y ya les voy a decir, pero sí,
Okay,
it's
okay.
important. Those are not common words, but it's important for you to know them, right? Okay, roadkill is a huge, remember the pronunciation of this? Huge issue, right? Issue in Australia and accounts for the loss of so many critters. Your trip will be more relaxed if you can stick to driving during the day. Okay, interesting, right? They have a lot of animals that are in the nature. So if you drive, you can kill one of those, right? At night, right? Because it's the time where they go out. Okay, all right. This one is another important aspect. Nancy, Paola, can you read this?
Just say thanks.
Just
Did you know
say.
the medium? Just say thanks.
Just say thanks. No meat. How do how does it how is it called?
No miro, no miro. No need to tips.
Uh-huh. No need, no tip. No need, no
No
tip.
need, no,
Right?
no need, no tip. Just say
Mm-hmm.
thanks. Did you know the
Minimum.
minimum wage is 18.93 Australian dollars per hour, about 13
US dollars.
US dollars. Unlike the US, where servers depend on tips, issue workers make an make a standard hourly wage and don't expect tips.
They don't expect tips. Can you imagine not giving tips for everything you buy or you consume? That would be great, right? They have a really well paid wage, right? So they don't expect for tips, and that's great. Okay, Aussie, right? The right way to pronounce this is Aussie workers make a standard hourly wage and don't expect tips. All right. Um, write down what is minimum wage, right? Maybe you have an idea now with the context, but can you imagine like 13 US dollars, right? How much that would be per hour, right? That would be great. If we have if if we had that as a payment, that would be great for us here in Guatemala, in Nicaragua too, right? But with the dollars, you can have an idea, right? Like the amount that it would be for your country. All right. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Okay. And this one. Okay, can you read Gabriela Villagrán? What does it say there? Look at those pictures. It looks really great, right? Go ahead, Gabriela.
Explore Tasmania.
Explore Tasmania. All right, Tasmania.
Tasmania, okay.
It looks like it. Continue.
If you have time to go even further afield,
A field?
get over to Tasmania. Get over to Tasmania. The charming town of Upper is hidden treasure, and sometimes you can even catch a glimpse of the southern light, Aurora Austral. And this is my sound guide to southern lines if full of great info.
Full of great info. All right, very good. Okay, it looks good, right? Look at those landscapes, right? It looks great. All right, hidden treasure, right? It's a hidden treasure. Do you know the meaning of this? If not, write it down, right? Hidden treasure. And sometimes you can even catch a glimpse of the southern lights, Aurora Australis. Okay, very good, very good. And this one, what about you, Indira Panasa? Can you read this? Can you help me with this?
Okay. Purchase a SIM card.
We all know what is a
Getting-
SIM card, right? Good.
SIM. Yes. Getting a SIM card will make your time in Australia much easier. The cards are cheap. You can often find them for around $2.
Wow.
And you can get a simple data, I don't know.
Yeah,
plan
data or data, both are correct.
Data. Okay, thank you. Data for plan for a low cost. Generally speaking, Optus or Amazing are good options for urban coverage. If you are going to be traveling away from the metro areas, Telstra offers wider coverage at a slightly higher price. Slightly higher price.
Very good, Indira. Thank you. All right. Yeah, important, right? To be communicated, you can purchase a SIM card. They are cheap. That's great. And you can get a data plan for a low cost. That's good. All right. Pronunciation, generally speaking, right? Generally speaking, coverage, urban coverage, then urban, right? And metro areas, right? Areas, and that will be it, right? Higher price. Okay, very good. Thank you, Indira. And what about this? Drive on the left in Australia. Wow, interesting, right? And let's see, Victoria Orellana, can you read this? Stay left.
Stay left. Use light, easy, driving when you're walking down under. Stay to the left. It keeps the flow of foot traffic moving smoothly, and stops those awkward fingerwall
Dances, right? Dances.
Dances.
Remember? Dances, right? All right, very good, very good. Just pay attention to the pronunciation for this, right? Smoothly, it comes from smooth, right? And it's an adverb with the ly ending, right? Smoothly. Smoothly and stops those. How do I pronounce this? Awkward, right? Awkward. Awkward, sidewalk dances. Okay? All right, very good. But pay attention to this. In Australia, they drive in the left side, right? Completely different than us. right? In Guatemala, in Nicaragua, and all Central America, we always drive on the right, right? To
Yes.
your right. So can you imagine driving on the left? It would be like a little bit awkward, right? And it would be like, I don't know, right? Because all the cars are different and you will feel different, right? But here's this signal, right? Drive on the left in Australia. Then you go on your left and he goes on his left. All right, very good. And the, there's the girl on the blog. She's the one. Okay, and okay. Here it says Australia overall. Australia is such an incredible location, full of diverse landscapes, and it is a great place to experience, especially if it's your first solo trip. Have a fantastic time. All right, great. Thank you. Right? Can you imagine traveling alone? We like it. You wouldn't like it. I don't know, right? Try to place all your ideas in the paper that you have there. And then we're gonna go with this, right? In Australia, we have a lot of things to do, right? And a lot of options, as you can see, right? And it's a huge place, right? And there are a lot of options, right? For the ones that likes going to the outback, right, or the outdoor, that it's most likely the same, and the nature, we have a special option for you guys. Who likes the outdoor? Who likes the outback? From you guys, do you like that? Do you like nature? You don't? You prefer the city? What do you
Yeah,
prefer,
I
right?
love teacher.
You like the outdoors?
Yes.
That's great. Very good. Okay, Jacqueline, can you help me with this? Jacqueline Monterroso. What is the title that we have here?
Kicking kings can you in Australia's out, outback.
Outback. Okay. This
Outback.
word here is hiking, right? It's a verb,
Hiking.
right? Hiking Kings Canyon in Australia's outback. Okay, very good. Let's go to see it. Look at that place. It looks great, right? Okay, let's read about it. Can you start here?
Hiking Kings Canyon is overall expected healing
Highlight,
for highlight for visitors
visitors.
of the rail centers, while the national park does not share the ex-
Expectations.
expectations of its most famous neighbor,
Uluru. Mhm.
Uluru. I highly
Highly.
recommend adding it to your Australia outback in
Itinerary.
itinerary. The experience direction on the world new world
New way.
new
Okay.
way.
All right, very good. All right, so if you like nature, if you like the outback, this is a must for your list, right? So a few words important to pronounce well, right? Unexpected highlight, okay, good. While, right? While the national park doesn't share the expectations, famous neighbor, and a whole new way. Great. Okay, thank you, Jacqueline. Great. So it looks good, right? It starts here. Can you imagine 6 kilometers, 3.5 hours return? Oh my God, like you have to be in shape, right? And Kings Creek walk, it's 2.6 kilometers, 1 hour return. That's a lot, right? Okay, all right. Not a problem. Not a problem, Piero. Great. So let's continue. Can you see these pictures? That's great. And there is she. Okay. So, Raquel, Austina, can you help me with this?
Weekend things can jump the best ball to see things can jump is on foot. So grab those walking shoes and prepare yourself for a captivating 6 kilometer walk around the ring, the ring
The
of the
rim of the
the ring
canyon.
of
The
the
rim of the
canyon.
canyon. Very good.
It's pretty flat for the most part, though the initial steep ascent may seem a bit daunting.
A bit daunting.
Daunting.
Mhm.
The canyon itself has no fences
Fences?
or fences or railing around
Really?
the ring, so exercise caution at all times. Make sure you wear something and have enough water for the hike. About 6 kilometers may not seem like a lot with the scenery along the wall. You are bound to make a stop every too often with the blazing sun
Blazing sun
over.
overhead.
It's a good idea to make your photo stops a rehydration session as well. While the ring walk is the most common and straightforward way of experience the canyon, there are many other walks uh, available that vary in length and intensity. There is even a wheelchair-friendly walk that takes you into the very heart of the canyon, which is known as the Creek Walk, the 22-kilometer Gill. Drag walk is more intense and often carried out overnight.
Overnight. And the last one, what it says? Here, be sure
to make a visit to the sunset viewing deck for some of the most spectacular views and colors.
All right, very good. Thank you, Raquel. Wow, what a lot of words, right? A lot of new words that you can use in your list for you to know, right? Important, right? The pronunciation and get the reading with your classmate, right? In this case, Raquel was reading, and I expect the others to be reading too, right? For example, here, fences, railing, sunscreen, enough, right? Scenery, and here, wheelchair friendly walk. This is like the whole this is like the whole term, right? Wheelchair friendly walk, and which known as the quick walk, right? Experiencing, right? Experience viene de la palabra experience with gerund, ing, experiencing, the Kenyan. There are many other works available, important, that vary in length and intensity, right? They say 6 kilometers may not seem like a lot. Oh my God, like it is a lot for me, right? 6 kilometers, right? You have to have a whole day for this, right? But it says that you go doing some stops, right? And can you imagine all the landscapes and all the pictures that you could take from there? I like that, right? The views. I would like to see the view. And be sure to make a visit to the sunset viewing the deck for some of the most spectacular views and colors. Can you imagine those colors? That would be great, right? Okay, great. Guys, I hope you to be writing what it's really getting your attention from Australia, because in a few minutes we're gonna share it, okay? ¿Sí me entienden? ¿Sí?
Yes. Yes, teacher.
All right, very good, very good. Okay, great. So we're gonna go with this. That will be for hiking Kings Canyon. All right. What about food, right? Marcelo, are you there? Marcelo? Creo que se nos fue Marcelo. Okay, Melanie, are you there?
Yes.
Great. Can you help me with this? Where to find the best food in Sydney? Sydney,
Okay.
it looks good, right? Okay, we're gonna start here. Try to pick a place, right? Each one of you guys try to pick a place from the food that gets your attention the most. You can start, Melanie.
Okay. The recipe of the Apollo.
Apollo.
Apollo. Okay. The Apollo. Blew me away. I love the feel of it. Nautical species and crisp looking, dozen of sitting options around the large bar. Killer food, highlight being the honey drenched ched pot of bubbling sagan. I don't know how to pronounce that.
Saganaki cheese.
Saganaki cheese covered with rosemary and oregano.
Okay, important, right? Rosemary and oregano, right? Those are species. Okay, continue. This is another option.
Okay, 10 Williams Street. 10 Williams Street had only recently opened when I was in Sydney, and I stopped it by and
Stop it or stopped?
Stopped.
I stopped by.
I
En
stopped
route.
by en route to the airport for one last meal. My friend and I ordered half a dozen small plates, all varied and beautifully presented. 10 William Street is essentially a wine bar with a side of some really great food. Always a good combination to be had.
A good combination to be had. All right, let's go with Bundy Hardware.
Okay, Bundy Hardware. During my 2 weeks staying in Bundy Beach, I think I ate here three eggs, I think.
3 what? 3x.
Three
I ate here 3x. All right, that means 3 times, right?
Yeah, okay. It wasn't because this was the best food I ever experienced, but more so because the lunch menu was in fact super solid. The atmosphere calm and easy, and the space up in air.
Open
They
air.
of
Uh-huh.
air. They offer an authentically Australian avocado smash option, lots of egg variations, French toast, a salad, and swan sandwich or two. And very healthy but interesting spin of yogurt and granola. I hear the dinner is great too.
I hear the dinner is good. Great too. Okay. Good spot for the start of a fun girls' night out. That would be interesting for you girls. Okay. Variations. Egg variations. Okay. But very good. Very good, Melanie. Thank you. Okay. So at the time we have had three options. And Edson, can you read this?
Yes, teacher. Okay.
Watson's?
Yes, yes. I have a problem with my camera. Okay. Watson's Bay Boutique Hotel. Packed with hordes of beautiful and tan Australian. The Watson Bay Boutique Hotel is definitely a destination located right on the water. It's absolutely breathtaking and is
Breathtaking. Mhm.
breathtaking, break, ah, me enredé.
Breath
Breathtaking
taking. Mhm.
and is an incredible way to spend a weekend afternoon.
A weekend afternoon. Okay, very good. Thank you, Edson.
Okay.
Emily, look at this plate. Emily Gonzalez, can you read this? All right, it looks like Chinese food or Asian food.
Okay, Mr. Wong, hotel greeting and always of the bus center busing direction. Mr. Ward is hiking impressive customs restaurant offer everything from black corny tofu, eh, mushroom dumplings, and crispy French balmain books, surprisingly amazing to more traditional spearmint fish and streak fried pork of chicken options.
Pork or chicken options. Okay. The food here and the experience was exceptional, she says. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Brandon Cos, can you read this?
Okay.
Try to find your best or your favorite place from these places that they are showing. Okay, go ahead, Brandon.
Okay. Tabule. Now posting two locations.
Two
One
locations.
in Darlinghurst,
Darlinghurst.
one in Bondi. This self-described authentic Italian restaurant is a solid spot for a more upscale, but no crazy stuffy meal.
All right.
On our older list, we're delicious grilled carrots,
Grilled carrots over
grilled
ricotta.
carrots over ricotta. Okay. Pumpkin stuffed raviola and black linguine.
Linguini. Okay,
Linguine.
pumpkin stuffed, ¿verdad? Stuffed ravioli. Pumpkin stuffed ravioli and black linguine. Okay, very good, Brandon. Thank you. And this one, this is going to be the last one. Brandon, can you read this?
Okay. A porch and parlor
Parlor. Uh-huh.
right on the edge of the end of the beach in North Bondi. Porch and parlor is an awesome spot to grab and held by think egg and qui-
Quinoa.
quinoa bowls
Mm-hmm.
or acacia in road to a day out in the sun.
A day out in
Like
the sun.
all
Uh-huh.
like all others, issues brunch and
Hunts. ¿Cómo dice
hunts.
que se decía este? Aussie, ¿verdad? Aussie brunch
Aussie,
hunts.
Aussie brunch hunts. Okay. There's usually a wait, but if you can snag a seat, I'd say to do so.
I would say to do so. Okay, very good, Brandon. Thank you. Thank you very much for the reading. And great, guys. Okay, so as you can see, Australia, it's a really nice destination and it's an interesting country, right?
Right.
So we have a lot of things. We have a lot of things to do in Australia, and we saw a few. We talk about food, and we talk about places, and some tips for you to have on mind if you're going to Australia next year. Okay, so now I want you to check on the paper that you had with you. Did you write, sorry, did you write a lot of words or just a few? I want you to open your microphones.
A lot of teacher.
A lot of words?
Yes.
Okay, it's interesting, right? Because there are a lot of words. There are a lot of words that we don't know, new words, and doesn't matter because we're learning English, right? So that's the objective, right? That's what I wanted for you to have new vocabulary, and then I'm gonna tell you later what we're going to do with those words. But before that, I hope you found something or some things interesting about Australia that I want you to share now. So we're gonna start with someone, and then that someone is going to pick someone else, and then someone is going to pick someone else, and then you're going to tell us what is the most important thing or what is your favorite thing about Australia that we read, right? And you can tell us what places would you like to go or what would you like to do, right? If you're going to tell us what got your attention, it's because you are going to tell us why, right? You have to explain the reason why. So, is there a volunteer for you to express what you found interesting? If not, I'm going to pick someone and I choose Maria Perez. Maria, yeah, you.
Yes, teacher. I found interesting the food in Australia. It's looks so delicious. I don't know, but I would like to try it, probarla.
To try it.
To try it. And I would like the city, Melbourne.
Melbourne
Looks
City.
Melbourne City looks like beautiful. And maybe I would like to travel. I don't know. And what else? I like I don't like the animals like a snake and jellyfish and a spider because it's dangerous.
Mhm.
And what else?
Okay, guys,
And
remember
yeah.
to think about what she's saying, and you can make questions. Okay, if you have a question, that would be perfect. For example, if Maria is saying that she would like to go to Melbourne, so I can ask, will you travel alone, or what would you like to do in Melbourne, for example, right? Okay, yeah, Maria, you were saying?
Yeah.
Continue.
Okay. What else? Oh my God. I would like to visit hiking Kings Canyon. It's an interesting park, I think.
Yeah.
And I would like walk.
I would like
and
to walk.
I would like to walk in the park. Is you look for the animals. I don't know.
All right,
What
great.
else?
Yeah, that would be great. Okay, thank you, Maria. So,
Okay.
who is there any question, guys, for you, for Maria? No?
Me, teacher.
Okay, Edson, go ahead.
Okay. I'm going. My favorite thing about Australia
You're
is
gonna
that.
tell us. Okay, great.
Okay, my
No, ask
favorite
for
thing.
me.
Yeah, he's going to tell us his point of view, right? Okay, great. Go ahead.
My favorite thing about Australia is that there is a lot of animal.
There is or there
Savage.
are?
There are a lot of animals. Yes, there are a lot of animals. Savage, creo que se dice salvaje.
¿Cómo
There is
digo?
a
¿Cómo digo
salvaje.
salvajes, animales salvajes? Someone?
Wild.
Wild animals. All right, very good.
Wow.
And you can say also wildlife animals.
My a lot of animals.
Wildlife animals.
Wildlife animals. I think that it's very interesting that they drive at right. Tour. I think that it's very interesting that they drive at right.
Drive?
Yeah, right.
On the
No,
left.
sorry. Left.
Okay, on the left.
Yeah. I don't like that the Christmas is very hot.
Yeah. Yeah, that's an interesting thing, right? Can you imagine having Christmas with a hot weather?
Hot weather. I don't like it because Christmas is better cold.
Cold.
Yes. And I think that it's all.
Very good, Edson. Very good. Thank you.
Thanks, teacher.
You pick someone else. Tú escoges quién sigue.
Okay. Okay. Hugo or Jerry. I don't know.
Hugo. Okay, go ahead, Hugo.
Okay. For me, the most interesting are the places because I would like to visit the Old Coast. I have seen a lot of pictures on the internet, on Instagram to be specific. So that beach, I think it's the beautiful beach, a most beautiful beach. Yes.
The most beautiful beach. Okay.
The most beautiful beach. Yes. And Tasmania, because there are a lot of histories about this place, so I would like to visit. And about the food, I would like to taste the food in travel because I love the Italian food.
You like the Italian food? Oh, great.
Yeah, and that's it.
Okay, very good. Very good. That's great. And so you like the beach, right?
Yeah,
Do you prefer hot weather or cold weather?
both. In some
Both of
cases,
them?
I prefer hot, and in other cases, the cold.
All right, great, great. So now you pick someone else, Hugo?
Okay, Rocío.
Rocio. Okay, go ahead, Rocio.
Okay. For me, the most interested part
Interesting
from
part?
Australia, interesting part, okay, I think, was the cancer fact because I didn't know that. So it's nice to know that the sun is so dangerous if we've like abused of his, ¿cómo puedo decir rayos?
I mean, rayo directamente es ray. So yeah, you can say ray, right?
Okay,
Ray,
thank you.
the rays from
The
the sun.
rays, sun rays.
Mhm.
Yes, I didn't know that, and so it's nice to know. I just have an idea about Australia that the weather is so hot, and in Christmas it's like summer, and yeah, it's so different in some countries. But yeah, about cancer is interesting. Mhm.
Okay, great. Yeah. Can you imagine, like, I mean, probably you don't know or you don't think it's that important, right? Because, I mean, in Nicaragua and here in Guatemala, we have this hot weather sometimes, right? I mean, some days of the year or some months of the year. And it's like normal for us to have like a hard sun, right? But they say that in Australia, it's a lot more, right? And can you imagine, like, Australia has the most, I mean, like one of the highest rates from skin cancer, from because of that, right? So if you go to Australia, it's a must that you will have to use a sunblock, right? Okay, very good, Rocio. Thank you. Um, okay, Rocio. Now you pick someone else.
Gabriela Villagra. Yeah.
Villagrán. Ok.
Villagra.
Gabriela. ¿Es Villagrán o Viagra?
Villagra.
Viagra. Okay, great. I thought it was just the you were missing the end. Okay, go ahead.
For me, the most interesting of Australia is its most popular tourist attraction, that is Great Barrier Reef.
Okay, the reef.
Solo eso, o sea, fue lo que me interesó más.
Yeah, but you explain why. With your own words. Explícalo con tus propias palabras.
No sé, porque prácticamente interesante, más que dice que es la atracción más popular de Australia.
Okay, because it's one like it's the most important attraction. Okay, all right, it's valid, but I would like you to I would like to listen a little bit more about you, right? I mean, what you think, right? But it's okay if you don't have anything else. I don't know, maybe the different things about like the plugs or the I don't know the SIM cards or everything, right? It's okay. So who's next now, Gabriela?
Erendira, creo, sí.
Erendira. Hi. Yo escribiéndote aquí. No problem, right? Okay. Before you go,
I continue. I finish. I like to visit Australia for autumn, the April for June, because I like wine.
you like wine? That, yeah, it's a beautiful place for that, right? Uh-huh.
I don't like hiking because I mind is tired and dangerous for the animals. Prefer the city
Mm-hmm.
and the beach.
And the beach looks great too, right? Uh-huh. Only. All right. Okay, good. Vean, ¿cómo digo? I don't know if you guys know, but because of, for example, because, only because, lo puse en el chat, because it's just, it's to explain, right? Because the reason, right? You're going to explain why or whatever, you use because. But to explain the reason why, you can use because of, right? For example, Erendira says that she, what do you say? Because you don't like hiking? You said you don't like hiking because of the animals.
Cansado y porque animal.
Ok, por los animales. Ok, por ejemplo, si yo quiero decir no me gusta escalar por los animales, I don't like hiking because of the animals, right? Because with the other word of, okay? That means por, right? And explains the reason why. So if you want to use it, you can use it, right? For example, I'm not going to the party because of the money. No voy a la fiesta por el dinero, right? Maybe you have to pay and you don't have money. So I don't go because of the money. Okay, very good, Erendira. Who's next now?
Thank you. Choose Victoria.
Victoria. Okay, before you go, Erendira, and this is for everyone, the list of the words that you have in your paper, I want you to look for them, okay? Quiero que las busquen y las escriban a la par en español, and after you know the meaning, you are going to pronounce each word, right? Van a pronunciar cada una de las palabras y que sea un ejercicio para ustedes. That way, you are going to learn more vocabulary, right? Random vocabulary, but it's important for you to know, okay? And you can highlight the most important words for you, right? Pueden subrayar las palabras como más importantes que les resulten más útiles. That way, you're going to learn more vocabulary, okay? Great. Okay. All right, so who says, who was the next one, Erendira?
Victoria.
Ah, Victoria.
¿Cómo se dice me pareció?
It seemed to me. It
seemed to me.
In el chat. It seemed to me.
It seems to me.
Así, mira. It seemed to me. Me pareció.
It seemed to me for sus things.
Sorry, ¿qué quieres decir?
Me pareció interesante por sus lugares y paisajes.
Okay. It seemed interesting for me. Y ahí puedo usar el que les acabo de decir. Because of the landscapes, los paisajes, ¿y qué me dijiste?
Y sus lugares.
For example, in different places. Okay, so it seemed interesting for me because of the landscapes and different places.
It seems to me interest for me. No, ese ya no, ¿verdad?
Sí, sí, sí. It seemed interesting for me. Es que es el segundo, no el primero, ¿verdad? Ujú.
Ah. It seems interest for me because of the landscape and different
Places.
places.
Okay. Continue. What is the most important thing for you, or what is your favorite thing from Australia? I don't know.
No, no conozco mucho de Australia, pero por lo que vi ahorita se
Ajá.
miraban muy bonitos sus paisajes y los lugares para visitar.
Okay. And a specific thing for you that got your attention from the things that we read? ¿Algo que te haya llamado la atención de lo que leímos?
La comida.
The food. All right. What was your favorite food?
The food. Y el cañón.
The King's Canyon.
The
Okay, very
King's
good.
Canyon.
The King's Canyon. En inglés, ¿verdad? Todo traten de hacerlo en inglés desde el principio. All right, Victoria, very good. Who's next now, Victoria? ¿Quién sigue?
Nancy.
Nancy, go ahead, Nancy.
Hi, everyone. The most interesting thing that que captó mi atención.
That got my attention.
That got my attention was the King Canyon.
All right.
Because, well, I don't know. I have a lot of friends who likes to subir volcanes.
Climb
volcanoes. And I always ask, why do you like that? And they told me the landscapes that you could see. The landscapes are amazing. And I thought that cuando estaba viendo las fotos del cañón.
I thought about that when I was
seeing the canyon photos. And the landscapes that I could see if one day I go.
Okay, very good.
And just that. I like the hottest, los climas calurosos.
Hot weathers.
The hot weather. Pero no sé si aguantaría tanto la temperatura de ahí.
Ok, vamos poco a poco. ¿Cómo dirías eso? Pero yo no sé.
But I don't know if
¿Cómo se dice soportar? No, support es apoyar. Support, recuérdate, es como I support you, ¿verdad? Te apoyo. No. ¿Cómo se dice soportar o aguantar? Stand, por ejemplo, ¿verdad? I could stand.
If I could stand the highest temperatures.
The highest temperatures from Australia.
Yes, the highest temperatures from Australia.
Very good. Ahí está, ya ves. Fácil. Pudiste. Okay, very good, Nancy. Something else?
No, that's it.
That's it? Okay, great. Who's next now? Okay, Daniel, it's sharing his answer. All right, Daniel, think about someone that is going to be after you. I'm gonna share the answer from Daniel that he can talk right now. But he says, I would like to visit Australia, basically a bit more about its touristic attractions, as for instance, the Great Barrier Reef, in order to know the different marine species more closely because it's not enough to watch them on TV programs like History Channel. Yeah, right. It's not enough, right? It would be really, really nice, or it would be great if we have the chance in our life to watch it in real life, right? Yeah. Daniel, who's next now? Okay, it's not answering, and I'll pick someone else. Alejandra Kalel.
What I like about Australia is the preparations of the food.
Variations of the food. ¿La variación de la comida o la preparación?
La preparación.
Okay, the preparation of the food. Or food preparation.
También.
Also.
Also, las piscinas que están abiertas.
The swimming pools. Okay. The swimming pools from Sydney, right? Those were from Sydney, I guess.
Okay. También el cañón.
¿Cómo digo eso en inglés? The King's Canyon.
The King's Canyon. And solo.
And only that. Okay, great. Thank you, Alejandra. Who's next now? ¿Tú escoges quién sigue, Alejandra?
Okay. Jancy.
Jancy. Go ahead. Jancy? Go ahead. We can hear you. No te escuchamos. Creo que no tienes como conectado el micrófono o algo. Aquí me aparece que lo tienes habilitado, pero no te escuchamos. Ok, si quieres para mientras pruebas, y si no me escribes tu respuesta en el chat y yo la leo acá. Si no se puede con el... ¿Eso vas a hacer? Ok, great. Okay, Daniel was saying Dulce to be the next one. So Dulce, go ahead. Dulce González, are you there?
I was struck by the food.
Sorry?
I was struck by the food places in Australia. Solo.
Only that?
Yes.
Okay, it's okay. Great. Jancy, ¿estás escribiendo tu respuesta? Ah, ahí está, creo, ya le enviaste. Okay, very good. Pero esa está muy corta. You have to be a little bit more explicit. Okay, we have the Jerry's answer. So I'm gonna read oh, Jerry, go ahead. Say it. Dila tú, léela tú.
I think in Australia exist many different animals, vegetation, wildlife, beautiful beaches, amazing landscapes. Also is a clean country. Many people from around the world visit that wonderful country to film movies and videos about animals and get beautiful pics about the nature. So many actors travel to Australia to amazing movies.
Okay, okay, very good. All right, thank you, Jerry. Very good. Yeah, I think the same, right? It's a really interesting place for all that you're saying. Jancy says that is interesting, the variation of food. That's the only thing she's saying, but it's okay, right? It's interesting, right? They have a lot of food types, right? And that's great. You have options, right? Maybe you are in another or in a whole different country, but you're going to have all the options, right? From all the from all the world. So great. I don't know if there's someone else that wants to share their answer. If not, we're going to end there. Is there a volunteer? ¿Alguien que no haya pasado que quiera compartir su respuesta?
Uh,
Hi,
Melanie,
teacher.
Brandon, go ahead.
okay.
Jacqueline, okay. Go ahead, Melanie.
Okay. Well, I think that something that impressed me the most is that Australia is one of the safest countries in the world. And I think that all of us are in countries that, well, they don't take care about the security. And I think that we don't have to talk about that because I could say that every day there are robberies and death.
And robbers and deaths. Oh, yeah. Yeah, interesting thing. You got a point, right? It's a really interesting thing that it's also one of the most important things for me from Australia, that it's like, can you imagine like walking on the street, like, I don't know, 11 p.m. and not being afraid of anything? That's great, right? Very good. Okay, Brandon, you're next.
Okay. Okay, I think that my favorite thing was this summer month, December to February. I like this summer because the last year was cold, and sometimes I hate the winter. And that was my favorite part. Another thing that was so very interesting was that Australian is one of the safest countries in the world, and I like it because in Guatemala there is a lot of trash on the street, and it's crazy. And something that I don't like to Australia was that Australia has the highest rate of skin cancer in the world. Yes, that was my opinion.
Okay, Brandon, very good, very good. Well done. Yeah, Australia, right? Remember that if we're talking about the country is Australia, right? And if we're talking about someone that is from Australia or something that is from Australia, we use the word Australian with N at the end, right? But very good. Someone else? Jacqueline, go ahead.
I found it interesting that the country is very safe. I have always wanted to live in a very safe country. Dangerous animals also caught my attention. I have an obsession with them. I really like them. I want
Really?
to visit Australia. Yeah,
Oh, great.
I
That's
really
great.
like them.
Okay, yeah, I like animals too, and strange animals, right? They are really amazing. Okay, very good. I have always wanted to live, right? Live, ¿sí? Vivir. Porque
Okay.
live es en vivo, right? Okay, very good. Okay, great. Guys, someone else? No? Daniel says other reason to go there is because you can find good jobs opportunities. Yeah. It's good job opportunities, right? Sin la S. And there you are obviously well paid for your work. And aside from that, it's awesome place to study master's degrees and are well recognized around the whole world, the universities. Okay, yeah, that's an important point, right? Very good. Okay, guys, so that will be it for today, right? It was a really nice trip, right? Traveling with you to Australia. And now we all know that Australia is a really interesting destination. If you would like to go to travel somewhere, if you're planning to travel alone, it's a really nice option because it's safe, right? So if you're alone, you are safe there, right? So great. It was a pleasure to have you in the class, guys. I would like you to look for all the words that you wrote on your notebook, on your paper, right? For you to have more vocabulary, right? Get involved, get interested in knowing the right pronunciation of the words. Get involved of knowing the meaning of each word that you see. Be curious, right? And try to improve every day. Okay. So my name is Fernando Jimenez, and it was a pleasure. Okay, guys. Hope you have a great night, and I hope to see you soon in class. Okay.
Thank you, teacher.
All right.
Okay,
Good night.
thank you.
Bye bye,
Bye,
guys.
teacher.
Evening.
Bye.
Bye, teacher.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.